Well, good afternoon and welcome back to the homestead. It is a very cold February 1st. It's about 48 degrees and very windy. So this evening I'm going to try to work on the barn a little bit, do the trim work on the metal, the gable rake, and if I can get started on the ridge cap. So got my little helper here all bundled up. Yeah. So let's get going. You cold? So first thing I'm going to do is take my rake trim here. So it's this shape here. It's actually rake trim and kind of a fascia all in one that came with the barn kit. I'm going to measure in 1 inch and I mark the line all the way around, and that's where I'm going to do my cutting and bending for closing in the end so it looks good. My tin snips are a little bit on the dull side, so I'm gonna have to clean this up with a little bit of like a rasping, or get a file and kind of clean it up. But you can see what that does. Basically, with the first part about 1 inch in that corner, bend that over first, and then bend this part here. I cut in here, cut this part off, bend this tab down and cut it off straight, and then bend this last piece down over that, so that way it closes that whole entire end in, and it looks a lot better when it's finished. Okay, so I just got it just dry fit, doing dry run, and you can see how by doing the trim on the end it closes this off on the end where it gives it a nice finished look. So now that I got it up here, everything looks like it's okay, looks like it's going to look good. I'm going to pull this back down and throw some butyl tape on it to seal the edge off. So this is butyl tape. Basically it's like a gasket, double-sided sticky gasket that goes along the inside edge up here, so that way when this is up like this on the metal roof, this is sealed off and water won't get underneath here, and then you'll just screw along this edge through that butyl tape. That'll give us a nice water seal. So as you can see, it's got paper on one side, and that paper will peel off. It's like almost like a taffy. That'll give us a nice watertight edge. piece number 1 right there. Got it all screwed off on 2-foot centers just like the metal was. So it looks pretty sweet. Gives it a nice finished look. So I can get down my ladder here. So that's what it looks like. So I ran out of daylight last night, and but I didn't get very far. But it's a learning process. So what I did, I went ahead and pretty much finished this one side here. That way I could spare you all the pain of having to watch me learn. So I've got to screw this side off still, but what I did was I brought this side up and I trimmed the bottom part here, and then just kind of cut a notch out and let it hang on past, let it run past up here. And then this side, when I put it up, I actually cut it where it was supposed to be. So, and I just put a screw in the face just to hold it in place. It's screwed up top, of course, which I'll show here in a little bit, and then screwed at the joint down here where the two overlap. And then I come up. These are 10-foot pieces. I came up 5 feet, so split the difference and put a screw here. So this is all, it's solid. It's not coming off of there. All right, one more down. So I'll show you real quick what I did here. Everywhere the purlins are, all the way down, they come on out. This is where I put the screw in this part. So I've got the butyl tape underneath, and then I just screw it on the seam where the rest of the screws are. It goes right down into the 2x6. So, and that's the finished look. Okay, I'm getting ready to mark out the ridge cap. I'm going to mark it on both sides, snap a chalk line. That way I can keep it straight going all the way down. So I'm going to turn the camera around and show you what I did here. So I brought my ridge cap to where it's even, and then I marked the line right here on the edge. Now when I get ready to put this, I'm going to actually extend it over and cut it and bend it down so it wraps over the front edge. But that's how I'm marking it. I'm getting it where it's perfect. Mark the line. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side and then pop the line. All right, I got the other side marked. I ran my chalk line. It's a little bit too damp for this chalk to stick. So what I'm doing, I'm just going to use the chalk line as a straight line, and I'll leave the string attached on both ends and just run it to my string. Well, that's 2 pieces down. This ridge cap's pretty basic stuff, so it's not all that impressive looking, and it shows any imperfections in the wood and whatever. You can see it, the imperfections in the ridge cap, but hopefully from the ground it won't be noticeable. But I'm just running it along this string, and I'm overlapping it. Right there's one of the overlaps. I'm overlapping it so you can't see the overlaps looking at it from the front side. It's facing the back. Same with the metal. I did that the same way because that's where the prevailing winds are, usually here. So, and then I'm running a bead of caulk underneath. I run it under the edge and I run it underneath the overlap, and I'll do the same thing here. Well, that is all we lack right there, about 3.5 feet. And the ridge cap will all be done. Okay, now this is ugly as homemade sin, but I didn't really know how else to do this transition from where it come down from this peak down to this. I am open to hearing any ways that I could have done this where it would be prettier, but it's not really going to be seen. You can't see it at all from the ground. So what I'll do is I got it screwed, and then I'm going to come back in here. I've got the butyl tape underneath it as acting as kind of like a gasket, and then I'm going to come back and add some silicone on top of it, and then that should be good. So if it were anywhere else, I would be worried, but right here on this edge, I'm not too terribly concerned about it. And we weren't going for any beauty contests, or we would have failed on that. So anyway, I'm gonna do the face now, and then I got one more screw down at the bottom down there, and we'll be done with this. Okay. 12. Well, that just about wraps up this part. The only thing I'm lacking is that piece of ridge cap up there, which I'll get hopefully on Monday. But the rest of it's good to go. I'm pretty excited. All of the trim parts are done. Got the end boxed in. Well, that's going to be about all for today. We really appreciate you guys watching, and we hopefully this is helpful to somebody. If not, at least you can get a good laugh out of us. So thank y'all for watching. We'll see you on the next video.